Oh yeah, the cover sucks too. It features our main character, not Batman. Oh, I'm sorry. His name is The Fixer. Who the hell names himself The Fixer? That's not a superhero. That's someone who spays and neuters cats. So anyway, The Fixer is punching a mummy or something. Oh, my apologies. That's supposed to be a terrorist. I got confused because I have no idea what the hell that headscarf is supposed to be. I did try to look up the terms of various garments worn by Muslims, and this thing doesn't look like any of them. You know how in the past I've been annoyed because people will point out a mistake I made in the comments over and over? Well, guess what, guys? I am begging you to tell me what the hell this thing is, if it even is anything. Maybe it is a mummy. Oh, actually, I know exactly what it is. Poorly drawn, just like the rest of the cover. The Fixer is punching this guy, and apparently he's doing it so hard that a stream of teeth are defying gravity and flying out of his mouth in a straight horizontal line.
Help, I'm falling at a 60-degree angle, breaking all the laws of physics.
And while we're on the subject of the teeth, look how bloody those things are. Did this guy take a bite out of raw meat before he got into a fight with the Fixer? Oh, but we can't forget about the Fixer himself and his brilliant superhero costume. Look, I know he was supposed to be Batman, but you could have tried something to give him a more original look. His outfit is just brown. It's a brown face mask and a brown shirt and brown gloves. Well, I say this is a costume. Frankly, with how many lines it has and how tattered and ripped apart it is, it looks like the guy just threw on a bunch of stained rags he found in his basement. And there's another thing that his Fixer name apparently doesn't apply to. Sewing! Dear Lord, we're still talking about this cover. I'm devoting a full page of this review to it. That's how awful it is. What else is there to talk about? Oh, how about the wheat strands attached to the terrorist's clothes? Or is that straw? Or the ends of a scarf? Or are they supposed to be action lines or something from The Punch? What the hell are these tassels? Did this guy make his outfit out of curtains? Oh, but let's forget about those and talk about this knife. Crocodile Dundee is looking at that knife and putting away his own in shame. It's as big as the Fixer's head with 2 different serrated edges on the back and 2 spikes on the hilt. Who makes a knife like that except a 10-year-old who doesn't know any better?
Dude, that knife is awesome! It's the kind of knife that shows that no matter how you stab the villain, they're always gonna end up with an awesome scar!
And another #1 screw-up of Atop the Fourth Wall is from Holy Terror. This one gets the slot because it combines a lot of things that we've already discussed on this list. My own ignorance, incompetent artwork, a terrible cover, Frank Miller, and something that I should have critiqued more in depth if not for my own stupidity. In my epic 300th episode, I reviewed the bigoted book of Frank Miller, Holy Terror. And I spent a lot of time talking about how craptastic its cover was, with one particular critique being about the knife wielded by this terrorist mummy person? Crocodile Dundee is looking at that knife and putting away his own in shame. It's as big as the Fixer's head with 2 different serrated edges on the back and 2 spikes on the hilt. Who makes a knife like that except a 10-year-old who doesn't know any better? Yeah, that's a real knife. Well, sort of. It's based on a real knife. The Buck 184 Buckmaster Survival Knife. And with a name like that, we can definitively say that Holy Terror can go buck itself. The one on the cover is a bit inaccurate because the blade is supposed to be straight and not widen and then curve back in like a scimitar as it's drawn here, but the overall idea is the same, especially with the spikes on the handle. Those are actually grappling spikes for when you use the knife to tether stuff. But of course, Frank Miller couldn't leave well enough alone with drawing the knife inaccurately. Even the big identifying markers, the grappling spikes, are used wrong. If the knife is being used for combat, you're supposed to take the spikes out. You run the risk of stabbing your own hand when they're left in. It's certainly possible that this terrorist on the cover is just being kind of stupid, but since we know nothing about them other than their teeth can defy gravity, I'm inclined to feel it's the artist who is incompetent here.